The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome inside Running Point Thursday episode. Sorry for the late start. I was dealing with some glitch gremlins today. Wi-Fi had to be reset, and then the laptop had to update. It's just been a day. One of those mornings, man. I'll tell you. But we are up and running. Nothing will stop us from bringing you Running Point every day. We are here. We are locked down. Brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. The dedication is just how we go the extra mile for you, right? We're following Greenwood's lead. Greenwood Chevrolet always going the extra mile for you, whether you are in the need of a new or used vehicle. No one better to go to than our good friends over at Greenwood. They have been the Running Point sponsor for a long time now, and we thank them for their constant support. Running Point has changed a lot. We've made adjustments. We've changed how we run the show. We've gone through a couple of host changes. And they've never wavered in their support of Running Point, and we would not be able to do it without them. So we want to take the extra time today, I guess, to thank Greenwood Chevrolet for their awesome support. We are going to play one more Boardman lacrosse player profile today with their last captain of the year. So we're going to do that later on in the show. But first, as always, every day we go into the scoreboard. And you're bear with me because I still have to share the screen. I'm a little bit behind on my routine because of the glitch gremlins that we had for a little bit. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that I was still able to get up by like 1:04 because I thought, oh man, this is going to be like a 1:15 start time. But man, sometimes things just go right when you need them to. Am I right? So here is the scoreboard from last night, Wednesday, May 1st, baby. We're in the new month of May. I would do the in sync. It's going to be May, but I'm not about to fight for copyrights from Justin Timberlake. So you know the memes for May 1st. We saw them everywhere on social media. So unescapable. But here's the scoreboard for May 1st. And we'll start with baseball. A wild one in Wyndham. A lot of scoring with the Bombers get the win 14-6. That was the last story to go up on ysnlive.com. Noah Ricks did a good job writing that one, so make sure to go out there and check it out because Noah does a really good job of writing his stories. Austintown Fitch was able to go on the road and beat Lakeside 16-6, the final score there. Canfield walks off Boardman 5-4. They secure a share of the AAC. Fitch they were able to secure their share. Yes, well, I keep saying yesterday like I'm in Wednesday mode. They were able to do their share on Tuesday. Canfield walks off Boardman. They complete their share. So those two in baseball and softball are going to split the AAC. We go to an important matchup in Columbiana as they were able to clinch their EOAC crown with a win over United. The first time these two teams played, it was 1-0. Columbiana really had to scratch and claw their way to that win. This time around, a little bit less stressful for Columbiana, 7-0, the final score there. as the Clippers shut out the Eagles in 2 straight games. That is really good pitching for Columbiana. We know that. We know what their staff is, and they had a really good pitching performance again last night. Grand Valley goes to Pymatuning Valley, and the Lakers edge out the Mustangs 4-3. Final score in this one. As we venture over back to the EOAC, Lisbon all over Latonia. Final score 16-4. Western Reserve bounces back from their 2 hard losses to Middle Ridge. They beat Liberty 16-1. On Tuesday, West Branch got the win over Salem in game 1 of the rivalry, while on Wednesday, Salem answers back with a 1-run victory, 9-8. Both these teams won by 1 run. So 2 games, both separated by a combined 2 runs. If you don't think these two are very well matched and very motivated to beat each other, then you just weren't watching this week. Salem gets the win last night, 9-8 in West Branch. They both get the road victories in that series. Southeast takes it to Youngstown East, 14-1. The final score there, a little battle of the compass, right? Some directional humor there for you. Southern Local goes to East Palestine. The Bulldogs get all they want, 18-5. The win over the Indians in the Holy War. It was Ursuline that slams the door on Mooney's offense, 3-0. The final score there. We venture to Beaver Local as they were able to host Weir, and it did not go the Beavers' way. 11-0. Final score there. Campbell blanked by Newton Falls, 11-0. The final score in the MVAC gray tier. A pickup game between Lakeview and Springfield. These 2 teams last minute decided to put themselves on each other's schedule, and it was worth it. 4-3. Lakeview barely gets the win. It was an exciting baseball game, and it's a big win for the Bulldogs heading forward because that's a quality Springfield baseball team, especially their pitching staff. So Lakeview able to get just enough runs to get a win over the Tigers. Lutheran West, gets the win over Edgewood, 13-8. The final score there. Mogador beats Garfield 12-4. That's an old-time Portage County rivalry. Garfield, before playing in the MVAC, was a conference rival with Mogador, and now they like to rekindle that old-school rivalry. Mogador gets the best of this one. Waterloo, they are able to win over Akron Springfield. So you saw Springfield on the schedule. Remember, it was Akron Springfield. 6-2, the final score there. Niles all over Cheney, 22-6. The final score. South Range got a heck of a fight from Struthers as they were able to win 7-6, just barely. And really, the earned runs for the Wildcats were not 7. It was just a couple of defensive miscues that allowed the Raiders to get over that hump. I think out of those 7 runs, only 4 of them were RBIs for South Range. So a couple of gimme runs for the Raiders helped them just slam the door on the Wildcats. That was a game that the Raiders could not afford to lose, and they were able to hold on tight to that 1-run victory. Madonna blanks East Liverpool 10-0. The final score there. Louisville hosting Canton Hoover, and Hoover comes back and wins 6-5 for a final score there. Orange falls to Benedictine 10-0 to round out the baseball final scores from a night ago. We go from baseball to softball. We venture into this neck of the woods. Beaver area opens up the scoreboard as they fell to North Catholic 12-1. Grand Valley wins over Kirtland 12-9. The final score there. Edgewood all over Lakeside. They get the win 19-3. That is a lot of offense for Edgewood. We go from them to another Ashtabula County school, Jefferson. They unfortunately did not win against Perry, though. The Pirates just too much, 16-1. They go into Jefferson and get the win. That's a very good Jefferson softball team. So Perry had everything working in Ashtabula. Boardman finally gets to come back home, and they get a win over Southeast, a much-needed win after a couple of tough games in a row. 12-2 the final score there. Michaela Rivera, the freshman, had a monster day for the Spartans to help their offense score those 12 runs in a run rule win over Southeast. Ashley Beulah St. John gets the win over Fairport Harding 2-1, and it was Alyssa Severa, someone we know from basketball pretty dang well, with the walk-off hit to give the Heralds the win and spoil the night for the Skippers, just like Gilligan did back in the 60s. Skippers just don't have a lot of luck. Columbiana gets the win over United. This gives them the outright EOAC championship. 13-6 was the final score here. United better offense than the first game against Columbiana, but they just could not control Columbiana's offense. Caitlin Pleska hit another home run. That gives her 2 against United this year. And that offense, I think almost everyone got a hit. They were just continuously putting pressure on United, pressure. And United just couldn't keep up. Sam Lippiott, though, had a good game, hit a home run for United as well. So they will move on and try to just get some momentum heading into tournament time. Lisbon all over Latonia in 3 innings, 26-1. The final score there. Morgan Lively, the last time she played Latonia, had a no-hitter. This time, 1 hit given up in that victory. Garrettsville Garfield was able to beat Liberty 12-5 the first time these two teams played. It was a very good game. 8-7, Garfield got the win. So this time around, Garfield this leaves no doubt and wins by 7, 12-5 for the G-men. Southern Local beats East Palestine 13-5, the final score there. We go into Cardinal Mooney. They fell to Warren Harding 14-3 over at the Field of Dreams. We saw Wyndham Baseball beat Badger. Well, the Braves, they return the favor. They walk off the Bombers in softball 11-10, the final score there. Big win for Badger. Orange softball falls to Beechwood 16-3. High scoring affair in Conneaut as Erie, PA comes across the border and wins 19-18. Western Reserve bounces back after their loss to Mineral Ridge and wins over Lowville 7-2, your final score there. McDonald blanks Jackson Milton 4-0. Isabella O'Brien pitched well, only gave up 1 hit in the game. Western Reserve played a doubleheader against Lowville, won game 2, 14-3. Pymatuning Valley was able to go on the road and beat Bloomfield 8-0, the final score there. Warren JFK falls to Bristol 8-1. South Range in the Innie 8 beats up on Struthers 21-0, final score there. And then over here on the last game of the scoreboard, Cheney beats East Liverpool 8-6, your final score in that one. So Cheney gets the big win against the Potters on the road. So with that being said, that does it for the scoreboard from last night. Comment. Got a congratulations out to the Newton Falls Tigers. Go Tigers. Go the Falls. So now we're going to shift over to the player profile that we're going to feature today from Boardman Girls Lacrosse. And it is the final captain of the girls lacrosse team at Boardman. Ava Gaps gets the last but not least introduction. And once again, one more player profile from Boardman Girls Lacrosse. Here it is. Anthony Hartwig here with a Boardman Lacrosse player profile. We are joined by sophomore Ava Gaps. Ava, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
All right, so we talked to a couple of seniors before you, and now we get to talk to a sophomore. And my first question for you is, what's it been like transitioning from the first year where you're trying to get your feet wet in this whole lacrosse world to now being a sophomore, having a year under your belt and being able to lean under that experience?
It was a little difficult, but I think it was really like it was it got better as the season went on, and coming back here and being able to like be a captain for everybody was really nice.
You have sport experience. I mean, you're on multiple sports, you're on multiple teams. What's that like for you being so busy throughout the whole school year, fall, winter, and spring?
It's a little difficult, but I enjoy being busy. I like always having something to do.
Obviously, you enjoy sports, right? Because you're playing a lot of
Yes.
them. What do you like about the competitiveness and the games that you do play in volleyball, basketball, and then obviously lacrosse?
Like, I just like being able to compete with other teams and always doing something different throughout the seasons, whether it's volleyball, basketball, or lacrosse.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have one sport that you get a little bit more excited about than others?
Lacrosse is my favorite.
All right. What makes lacrosse the one that stuck with you?
I think it's because I've been playing for so long and I've just always liked being outside and being able to kind of be on the field, and yeah.
Playing for so long, let's talk about your journey and where it started and when you started to fall in love with this sport that's now your favorite.
I started playing lacrosse in 4th grade, and it was my mom and my sister who really got me into it because my mom had coached and my sister played, so I would always be at the games with them and always on the sidelines cheering them on. And it just helped me like fall in love with the sport because I've been around it for so long.
Like you said, you might not be a senior, but you still have a lot of leadership responsibilities on this team. How would you define yourself as a leader, and what is it like leading some of the girls that might be a little bit older than you?
Um, I would say it's all right. I think I have a positive attitude that I just help everybody, and it just it's not hard. I think they all really listen and help me too.
Who are some leaders in your life, maybe even if it was when you were a little bit younger, that showed you how to lead, or were your examples of how to be a leader?
It would probably be my mom and my sister because my mom had coached and she showed me like how to lead a team and how to help a team get better. And my sister because she had coached me too, and she showed me how to be a leader and how to help a team.
All right, in your pre-interview questionnaire that Mrs. Burt was so nice to give you guys, you said that you want to pursue a career in nursing, and a lot of sophomores don't know yet what they want to do, and you already have that locked down. You know that you want to go into the nursing field. What was it about nursing, or what made you so locked into that career already?
I've just kind of like I've always just really wanted to help people and make a difference in people's lives, and I think nursing would be the right way to do that.
Do you have a lot of people in your family that are in the medical field that you kind of gravitate towards, or are you going to be one of the first people in the medical field in your family?
I will be one of the first people in my family to join the medical field.
Breaking barriers. I love it.
Yeah.
When you think about the GPA at 3.8 as you're a sophomore right now, obviously sophomore year is usually described as one of the hardest because you're, coming off of freshman year where things a little bit, they're easing you in, and then sophomore year, high school reality kind of hits. How have you handled sophomore year? Has it been harder in the classroom than freshman year for you?
I wouldn't say it's been harder. I think it's might have been a little bit easier because now I've had the freshman year like all done. I've been in high school for a year already, and it hasn't been harder, but it's been good.
What have been some of your favorite classes so far in the Boardman school career?
I like taking like biology. That was probably one of my favorite classes, and history.
The nursing student wanting to major in nursing, loving biology, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Probably the easiest question you answered in this whole interview. When you think of what you love about this lacrosse team this season so much, what are some things that really make this team special?
I really think it's just the people, being surrounded by a bunch of really like nice girls and having all my friends play lacrosse. It's really fun.
What about the coaching staff on this Boardman team? I mean, how have they helped you grow as a lacrosse player and as a leader and as a person?
The coaches have helped me like really learn more about the sport and just help me like teach the girls and help the girls also. And they've just really helped me enjoy the sport more.
You know, as a sophomore, you still have so much more time left in your high school athletic career. You still have 2 seasons after this one. What are some things that are still on your goal board, per se? What are some things that you still want to accomplish on the field before you graduate?
I want to beat a few teams. I've always wanted to beat Canfield, which is one of our biggest rivals. And I just want to have a winning season so we can. Yeah.
Are there any records you're chasing? Are you trying to chase down any Boardman records?
I am. I'm trying to chase down most goals in a season and in a game.
There you go. I mean, yeah, this season to do it, and then you have 2 more, which are going to be incredible. One of the things I want to ask before we let you go, of course, are what are some things that you do outside of sports? Obviously, we already went through that you play so many sports and volleyball, basketball, lacrosse. What are some things you do to give yourself a break and get yourself away from sports?
I like to volunteer and help out in the community. I also like to sleep a lot and just I like to relax when I get home and recharge so that way when I do have to go to sports, I'm able to have as much energy as possible.
I love the honesty. I like to sleep. There's nothing wrong with that. What's your favorite thing to volunteer with? What are your favorite volunteer activities?
I like to help out with like the animal shelters and walking dogs. That's probably my favorite.
Oh, nothing better than being able to play with dogs as a volunteer. I mean, what's your favorite dog breed? If you could have any dog, what would you want to have?
So my favorite dog breed is a Doberman, and I have a Doberman.
There you
and she
go.
is the best.
All right, so we want to give the players always the chance to take the light off themselves at the end of these interviews, give them the chance to thank their support system and everyone that has kind of geared them to where they are. So I want to give you the time to thank your support system and the people that are behind you.
I just want to start off by thanking my mom and my dad for always supporting me, and my mom for obviously showing me the sport and opening it up to me. And then I want to thank my sister for always motivating me before games and giving me pep talks. And obviously all my friends on the team, my teammates, and the coaches from volleyball, basketball to lacrosse for making me work hard and motivating me through everything.
All right, Ava, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck the rest of this year. And as a sophomore, we'll be seeing you a lot and talking to you again real soon.
All right. Thank you.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Craftsmanship to us is 60 years of pride and dedication.
Passed down from generation to generation.
The hardwood floors that your kids take their first steps on.
The solid wood doors you quietly close at night.
The things we create day in and day out are the products that end up turning your house into a home.
At Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, uncompromising quality and craftsmanship built our business.
And it will keep us moving forward for generations to come.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means we want to take care of the community that takes care of us too.
And we have to work together always. And that's how you stay in business for 40 years.
I love being a helper because when I help somebody, it makes me feel good.
means a lot that I can make a difference in others' lives.
So I will do everything I can and just being there for them every step of the way.
I want them to know within the first 5 minutes that they could depend on me. That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
What can you do on over 5,000 acres? At Mill Creek Metro Parks, you can discover unique habitats and wildlife, create memorable family moments, experience history, heritage, and park programs, explore scenic landscapes, take time to relax and be well, connect with nature and each other. Come see what's new at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Plan your trip now at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
And it's just a great feeling to put them in a vehicle and get them all excited about a new vehicle.
At the end of the day, our goal is to be someone our customers can count on.
And every day I'll go the extra mile for the community so they can trust us.
To do anything that would convenience the customer or make them feel more at home.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them and that we're not going to go away.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Of course I was muted. This is how today's going. You got to go with the flow. A lot of glitch gremlins. I was watching that interview back, and I'm like, that was kind of choppy, which it isn't on YouTube. So I'm just wondering if I'm still coming through. Okay, I hope I am. Obviously, I had to reset the Wi-Fi. I already talked about that before the show began. So I hope I'm coming through. Okay, here on Running Point, a Thursday episode. We had the scoreboard already recapped, and we've already done our player profile feature of the day with Boardman Girls Lacrosse. Ava Gaps, want to always thank her for her time. And the lacrosse teams, both boys and girls, they've all now been played on Running Point. The boys were live here on this show, and now the girls have all been featured on a show as well. So want to thank both the boys and girls lacrosse teams from Boardman for their time. And as we gear up for the second half of the show, we're going to hop right back into the scoreboard. This time around, though, we're going to go from yesterday back to today and see what matchups are going to be happening tonight on the network and in the YSN family. So what I forgot to do the first time around, too, is give that Burnett Pool Spas and Hot Tubs a nice little plug, which is the presenting sponsor of the YSN Scoreboard. The YSN Scoreboard is a great tool for our fans, whether you are at one of the games or watching one of our broadcasts. Either way, you don't want to look away from the screen for too long, or the action if you're at a game live. And the YSN Scoreboard is a great and easy and quick way to get live updated scores from your favorite teams across the YSN family. Whether it be your rivals or your best friends or whatever it may be, the YSN Scoreboard has you covered. It is found at ysnlive.com/scores, and it is presented by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Make sure to check them out. The weather is heating up, and if you're in the market for a pool, perfect time to get it, right? You don't want to get it at the end of summer. You want to get it right before summer starts. So perfect time to check out Burnett Pool, Spas, and Hot Tubs as we gear up for what we hope is a nice weather summer. We had a kind of iffy spring, so would love a nice weather summer. Here's what today's scoreboard looks like, and with the games that'll be happening. Mohawk back in action against Blackhawk. This is game 2 of the series between those two teams. Brookfield making a road trip down to Lowville in an inter MVAC matchup. Scarlet versus Gray, as Brookfield represents the Gray tier, Lowville the Scarlet tier of the MVAC. Middlefield Cardinal making the trip down to Edgewood to play the Warriors. The Warriors offense still running on all cylinders, so going to be a tough ask for Cardinals pitching to come down and control the Warriors offense. Jefferson making a trip to Ashtabula St. John. Not a hard trip for Jefferson. Ursuline a big matchup with Howland. That should be a good one on the baseball diamond. Hubbard welcoming in Conneaut. So Conneaut coming into our neck of the woods and playing an all Ysn matchup down in Hubbard. You have East Liverpool hosting East Palestine, the Battle of the East tonight. Champion will be hosting Geneva tonight, so a busy day at Champion as both their softball and baseball teams will be home. First different opponents, but both non-league games. Girard going to Springfield as the Tigers continue their NE8 tour. They played Lakeview last night. They'll play Girard tonight. Two really good quality NE8 teams the Tigers are trying to test themselves with. Jackson Milton traveling to Warren JFK tonight. We have Mineral Ridge traveling to Niles. Newton Falls will go to Liberty. Latonia hosting Sebring. Orange will be at home against Streetsboro. That'll be a fun one for the Lions. Beaver Local trying to bounce back. Actually, United and Beaver Local both trying to bounce back as the Eagles travel to Beaver Local. West Geauga will be on the road as they go to Lakeside. And then last but not least, big matchup in Beloit as Columbiana travels to West Branch. On the softball side of things, we have more NE8 action with Hubbard and Girard playing tonight. Lakeview outside the NE8 testing themselves against the champion Golden Flashes. This could be a tournament matchup down the line as well. South Range will be traveling to Poland for game 2 of their series with the Bulldogs. The Raiders won 4-1 in game 1 at South Range. Jefferson will be traveling to Grand Valley. We have Solon going to Orange tonight. Beaver Local will be on the road with a matchup with Wellsville. Bristol will be on the road against Pymatuning Valley. Now, this is a crazy one. Crestview has 2 games to finish. They are going to finish their game that's already started against Campbell, and they will also have to finish a game that's already started against Liberty. So Crestview is going to have 2 final scores come in today with 2 games that were suspended earlier in the season. So we'll have a final from game 2 of Crestview and Liberty. We'll have the final from Crestview and Campbell. Both games will have to be finished tonight. West Branch playing game 2 against their rival Salem, this time on the road at Salem. Jackson Milton will be traveling to Brookfield. Newton Falls makes the trip to East Palestine. Niles and Cheney playing each other for the second time this year. Dragons on the road this time around. Howland testing themselves as they welcome in Nordonia to Trumbull County. Latonia will be at home against Sebring, and then McDonald will be at home against Springfield. McDonald wins tonight. They have at least a share of the EOAs of the MVAC Scarlet tier. If they win another MVAC game after today, they have one more against Jackson Milton. They will be the outright champions. Western Reserve slipped and stumbled against Mineral Ridge, so the destiny is in McDonald's hands now. They can have an outright championship with 2 more wins, tonight they can clinch at least a share with the win over Springfield. I'll go back to the top of the scoreboard, and we'll shout out the games that will be on the network tonight. ysnlive.com/live is where you can find them. First, we'll have baseball action as Mohawk and Blackhawk will be on the air thanks to Eric Hughes. Steve Hodge will be at Scene for senior night between Brookfield and Lowville. Cardinal and Edgewood is being taken care of by Larry Jennings. Sam Torres has to call for Jefferson and St. John. We have Jim Kravick with Ursuline and Howland. He'll be in Howland for that one. Joe Eusebio making the trip to West Branch for the Clippers road trip there. Then we go into lacrosse. There will be a lacrosse game on today as Keystone and Louisville will be on the network at 7:30. Boys lacrosse there in Louisville. Softball will have Howland, Hubbard at Girard. Matt Marr will be on the call there. And then South Range at Poland, I will be on the call for that one from the brand new softball facility at Poland High School. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games on the network tonight between baseball, lacrosse, and softball. Going to be a fun one. Tomorrow, don't miss it. We are going to come back on Running Point tomorrow. And not only are we going to talk about all these games that are on the scoreboard right now, but we'll also be breaking down the girls' tournament a little bit more, dive into the matchups. Next week's going to be busy too. We'll have the start of tournament next week, and then we'll also have the announcement of the boys bracket on Sunday. So next week we're going to be talking about the boys bracket and the seedings on Monday. And so since we have to do that on Monday, we're going to fit in the bracket breakdown for the softball side tomorrow on Friday and get you ready for the weekend. Technically, the state tournament starts on Saturday. There are sectionals in the state that will start on Saturday, but nothing in our district. All the sectionals for us will be at the earliest on Monday. So we'll get you ready for it. We'll talk about all that tomorrow. We are going to end Running Point because I still feel like I can see it on the screen. I'm a little laggy. It's I'm probably not coming through clear. I don't know. Obviously, I can't see myself streaming. I sound great to me. But a little bit of glitch gremlins today. So we're just going to cut our losses. We went through everything we wanted to. We played a player profile for you guys from Boardman Girls Lacrosse. So we're going to end today's show a little bit early. Just because of those glitch gremlins. And then we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll go away. 1 to 2 tomorrow on Running Point. Enjoy your night. All the games, ysnlive.com/live. And Running